And we are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Webinar Wednesday. Steve Dotto here, along with an entire posse of mature individuals.
Good way. That's a very nice way to put it.
It is a little bit of a different Webinar Wednesday this week. We're at the very end of our boot camp of the Building Your Online Business boot camp, and we're talking to people about whether or not the gray wave is the ideal landing spot for them to build their online business career. So we thought we would invite some of our existing members to come in to talk about their experience, because you've been listening to what we've been talking about as far as the gray wave is concerned over the past month or so. The community is really the most valuable part of the gray wave, is the people you meet, the connections you make, and the input that comes from one another. The content that we deliver, lots of value there, but the community is the special sauce. That's what you can't get anywhere else. So today we're going to take a few minutes. We're going to go through the main features of the Great Wave, and then we are going to meet these members, and you guys can ask them any questions you have, and you're going to get the goods straight from the I was going to say horse's mouth, but that's not nice. It's not a nice thing to say, is it? I guess, but straight from the people who have been members of our Grey Wave. Some have been members for 4 years here. So that's the plan today. I'm going to pass things over to April. She'll do the introductions, and then I'm going to take you guys through a quick tour of the Grey Wave itself. So take it away, April.
All right. So friends, I think one of the biggest things, like Steve mentioned, is the community at the Grey Wave and kind of the connections, especially since COVID. As many of you know, we've kind of changed how we interact with other humans. And I think one of the things that is the foundation of the Grey Wave is we do have live trainings. We have opportunities within our Facebook group to meet and network with others. So as we get started here, what I'd like to do is just introduce you to a few of our members. And again, like Steve said, we have some of our founding members here, and we have members here that have been here a year or 6 months, and just so they can talk a little bit about their experience. So my friend Liz, I am going to introduce my friend Liz here, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself and kind of her business, where she is, if she's just getting started, or maybe she's in her business. So take it away, Liz.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, April. I appreciate being invited today. My business is called Cove Coast Studio. I am a career advisor to artists and have been for about 20 years. COVID pushed everything online, and I loved it. So I have now decided to move all of my courses online. I'm building a catalog on Thinkific and launch my first course in about 2 weeks. My new website is going to be up in about a week. And yeah, this has been the most exciting year of my life, I must say. And I'm just feeling I'm on the cusp of this new venture that's going to last me a long time online.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And we're so glad that you're here. I'm going to let my friend Scott take it away. Scott is one of our founding members. And I know when he started with the Grey Wave, I believe your plan was a little bit different than where you are at now. So why don't you tell us a little bit about where you are, Scott, and a little bit about what you're up to?
It is. I started with the Grey Wave as COVID hit. I'm a lighting designer, and COVID killed my lighting job because everybody with a ring light became a lighting designer. So I was here at home, and I found the Grey Wave, and I wanted to start an online business. I've had actually some success on YouTube. I've had a channel for 15 years, and wanted to start building that some more. Take some of my teaching. I've spent 30 years teaching as well, and finding Steve's videos on YouTube really lended a lot of credibility to him, and that's what attracted me to Steve, is his background on YouTube and what he was offering the general public. And so I was drawn to his kind of content, and I wanted to make more of that kind of content. So when he announced the original Grey Wave and the founding launch, I kind of jumped at it. I was like, this is a good time to try this out. Currently, I landed back into theater, working for a software company, because I can do it from remote. So that's where I'm at right now. So I put some stuff on hold, but I wanted to say that I know that my current job is my last job. So building what I've learned from Steve and April, into my after retirement, keep me from fighting with my wife, is a place to be. So otherwise she'd kick me out of the house.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. My friend Artist, she is a prolific writer. She's actually a great photographer too. And she has a special furry pal named Decker. Artist, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you are up to, because I am so proud of you and your reels lately. So share.
Thank you. Thank you. Decker is more popular than I am because I have a blog and he writes once a month, and people sign up for the blog to see what he has to say. But yeah, you can lie down right here.
On cue.
Right on cue. I signed up originally as a founding member because somebody I respected a lot said, this is a no-brainer. And so I did that to explore what I wanted to do as an entrepreneur. And I just don't have the heart of an entrepreneur. I recognize that there's business aspects to what I'm doing, but what I really want to do is write. And I've got a book that will be out in the next couple of weeks, and I have one that will be out in the fall, and 2 or 3 more that are in my computer. So I have found that the Gray Wave is my biggest benefit from the Gray Wave has been the community. I've connected with a few individuals who have been key in my sorting out what I want to do and how to do it and where to go. And they have become incredible companions on this journey. And I know April is always there. Once in a while, I'll have a question and boom, she's there. She's got an answer. So I feel like it's a home. It's an online home when I have business questions about how to promote things or I do have a course up, and I will be having another course related to the book that I'm doing this summer. It's something that I want to share with the world. I don't particularly want to have that as a business. For my benefit. I want to have it as a business for the benefit of others. So I really have appreciated the Gray Wave as a place to, like I say, it's my online home. I got questions, I can dip in and dip out and come in and connect with people. And
I love that.
Yep.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And last but certainly not least, meet Chris. Chris is in Belgium. And I swear she's like another member of ours, Francesca. They don't sleep at all. They're always doing something and curating ideas. So Chris, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing in your business and what you're creating?
Well, I am a teacher, I am an historian, and I have 2 passions. And they are art and antiques and cats, stray cats, and the combination of both because I am a collector of cat art. And now I am freshly retired and I want to do something as a legacy, and that is making a YouTube channel for antique enthusiasts so they can have more joy in their collection. Do the right things and not the stupid things, like investing in things that are false or copies. So I will teach them something and I will bring them joy and happiness with that. And the Grey Wave was a very special thing for me because I thought first only as a hobby thing with raw elements, an interview once a month or so. But then I saw that it could be a serious thing also, and a thing that could be monetized. And now I am going for a good channel, a really good one, and for weekly videos where we can do something to reach more people and to do that on a better way, a way that we can make some impact in the world. So it can be a good legacy, and I enjoy it very much. And the greatest thing that I have learned here, that's to speak English. because normally I speak Dutch. And now with the community, and that's really good. I have to speak English, but I see the people are not laughing at me. They like it. It's not a terrible thing when I make a mistake or I speak something or take a word or don't know a word. So it's very good to do. And I like the community. We are all helping each other. And I hope I can help other people also with it. And yeah, I enjoy it. Without the Grey Wave, I was a Larry. I was studying and studying, but I wouldn't become to action, and now I am fully in action. I have my first online course. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. So as you can see, friends, as we're kind of, and someone mentioned, I think it's Jacqueline mentioned, I will make sure to share their social channels in the replay that we send out tomorrow. So as you can see, everybody here has come from very different backgrounds. And so let's just briefly touch on what brought you to the Grey Wave. Like Scott mentioned, YouTube videos. Liz, what brought you to the Grey Wave? What enticed you to ride the wave, as we keep saying?
Yeah. Last year, because I was on this learning curve about putting my business online, I had taken about 20 courses, most of them free. 4 of them encouraged me to actually pay for the next level of whatever they were offering. And this was all about putting your businesses online. And so because my course is self-employment for creatives of people over 50. When I found the Grey Wave and the program that Steve did in September, the boot camp, which you guys are all right in the middle of finishing now, oh my God, the puzzle just completely came together. And the other was, of all these other courses I took, I was looking at 35-year-old women that were influencers or running their own businesses. And I'm 68. I don't need, I love that group. I love young people. But when I saw my people in the window of the computer, it just made such a difference, because many people my age, their eyes glaze over when I start talking about my online business. They don't understand. They are, they're kind of looking at me like I'm talking another language, which I am. But I'm a tech geek, have been for years. And so I found my people, and that was such a huge, quick answers. When I have a question, I put it online. I get such a quick answer from somebody that it just feels like the support I need to take my business to the next level.
Awesome. Awesome. By the way, I'm only 29, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Okay.
Artists, you had mentioned when you were talking kind of as you came into the Grey Wave that it was a no-brainer. Why do you feel like it was a no-brainer for you?
Well, I came in as a founding member, and there was a great discount to do that. And then, but the potential, I could see the potential. I think the first thing that I ever did with Steve, though, was Evernote. So I had a sample. Yeah. But I had a sample of his teaching, of his passion and his interest, and I related to that. So that, together with somebody else who's a founding member, who said to me, this makes all the sense in the world. And even today, I think it's been 5 years, she and I talk every single Sunday night. That's the kind of relationship.
Is that Ellen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And, and we both are on separate paths, doing separate things. But between Ellen and Francesca, and I watch Scott and a few others and what they post, and I'm sort of a lurker, but I'm an avid lurker. I really am. And it's been like I said, it's home. I've had lots of different courses here and there. But if I want a place where I can, yeah, I've got a question, I can bring it to the group, I can bring it in an email, I can bring it directly to people that I have met. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Chris, so what enticed you to kind of ride the wave here, the gray wave?
Yes, for me it was a history. I am a history teacher, and the people, my students, must go do interviews on the street. But with the lockdown, with COVID, they must be at home. So I couldn't work anymore, and I learned to live stream with Stephen Healy from the UK. And it was Stephen that recommended Webinar Wednesday to me. He said, go and see that, Steve Dotto. It's high quality. You will like it. And you have so much time problems. And he does productivity tips. So it was a no-brainer. And it was also at 10 p.m. my time here in Belgium. So I could see it after the hours of the school. This it was ideal for me. And then I saw all those productivity tips. I thought, wow, I want to see that archive. So I became a Patreon. When I was a Patreon, there was the boot camp. And in the boot camp, Steve said something about a Camtasia course. And I wanted a YouTube channel. I wanted to learn to edit so that I could do something more than just an interview and nothing in there. And yeah, I didn't hesitate. I became directly a Grey Waver, and that was the best decision ever. Together with taking my cat in. That are the two things on the same height for me. Yeah.
Wow, that's an honor. That's an honor because you're rescuing cats. So thank you.
Yeah.
That's an honor. So let's see, Scott. If you were to name one thing that you took away from the Gray Wave and put into action for your business, what would it be?
I used becoming a curator. I offered a membership to a bunch of teachers, and it was doing fairly well. I was doing things, and I realized that my power, what I could offer people, is a way to curate material so they don't have to take the time to do it, and that was worth money to them. So finding resources for my niche, as it were, my audience, which are technical theater teachers. And so my curating information for them was valuable. And I figured this out while obtaining the curated information that Steve brought to the Gray Wave. So all this information is out there already. You know, Steve is not really presenting a whole lot of stuff that's new. But he shows his story about how he achieved these things in our retirement states, and he has curated this collection of valuable lessons, both presented by himself and that he curates, that he brings to from others, which is worth the price of admission. So I don't need to go and search it out all myself. It's sort of like, are you going to fix your own car or just sign a check to somebody? Now, I enjoy fixing my own car on occasion, but when I don't have time, here's my check. Do it for me. And so going into the archives of Steve's collection of videos on how do I do this is so much faster than my searching out the answers myself on YouTube. So it's becoming a curator of information and paying my curator to give me what I need so that I don't have to take my time to do all that.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Go ahead. So artists, what if you were to pick one thing that you put into action from the Gray Wave that you've learned, what would it be?
Well, after listening to Scott, I'd have to say two things, because having the library of resources is collected over the years that has been curated by Steve and put together. I got questions, I can go there. But the one thing, and it took me a number of years, as you know, is to get brave enough to do some reels, some videos.
Yes.
And, you know, I'm learning how to do it. I'm putting them up, and it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
Which is awesome because I guess it was 2 weeks ago, maybe. And I was on Instagram and all of a sudden I saw artists. And what did I do? I reached out to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
actually,
I don't post on Instagram, so it had to
oh,
have been
Facebook. It was
Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
So and I've got it down now. I've got an app that I got on AppSumo, which is pretty idiot proof. And I this morning I wrote the script last week sometime, and I taped and edited 3 of them in about an hour this morning. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
yeah.
All right. How about Liz? How about you? What have you put into action in your time? I'm sure there's been a few things, but one in particular, can you mention?
One in particular is when we're learning all of this way to have a business online, and the boot camp was a major part of that, was how many options there are of each thing that you might need to do. You can film here, you can edit here, you know, what gear and equipment are you going to use? And I was loving the candy of all of the options, and I didn't know how to pick. And I remember in the boot camp somewhere, one of those nuggets that Steve said was just pick something and go and do it. And it made a difference of me letting go of all the other ones that felt like they were great bells and whistles, but I've now got a course to launch, and I now have a website. I hired somebody to do the marketing because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to, you know, I knew about it. I just didn't know how to manage it well enough. So I've got, you know, all the components that Steve has suggested about your business. I have help with some of it. And, but the just pick part was pivotal in me stopping more learning. We get, oh my goodness, we get onto this train of learning. And the other part was when I just picked, part of it was the chats in all of these videos that I go to every week. You get a lot of information from the other people that are attending these workshops, and the tips and tricks that they give are in addition to the videos and the content that Steve puts out there. So to me, all of that, I was able to put it together, and I'm on the cusp of my first course.
And one thing I want to add about that Liz does, we have accountability sessions, and she is she's like perfect attendance. She gives herself an accountability session every week, which I love, because the accountability sessions are a place for members to come together. We talk briefly about goals at the beginning of what people are working on, and then we I like to use the term, get shit done for 50 minutes. And then at the end, we kind of wrap up, and she is an avid, she's like perfect attendance. So, which is awesome.
Well, it's a perfect time for me. 10 o'clock in the morning is like, okay, I have my checklist of what I have to get done. And it's been so helpful. It really has kept me on track and had a team of people around me. Yeah.
Awesome. How about you, Chris? What's one takeaway that you've put into action with the Gray Wave?
For me, there are different takeaways. The greatest thing is that I have built an online course from scratch. I had nothing. So now I have an online course. He is on System. I had people that are working together with me, and they like the course. So that's a very good thing. And I am also building on a YouTube channel. I have the map, an e-draw map. So I know perfectly what I can bring to the people. We do it also with people together. And I like editing. Gord has made a fantastic job to learn me all that and to let me see how he does it, so I can also copy it and make the same things. And that works perfectly. I
Awesome.
couldn't miss the Grey Wave anymore because I learn everything, something new. Also, very much from AI, which is a great time saver for me, a time saver. And like for the Facebook posts, I can make them with AI, and I make then another version with my own things in there. and making pictures with AI. So it's a dream world, a new world that is come true for me. Yeah.
And what's been fun about Chris is to watch her. She really has grown into an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
you
true.
know, you have started with, you have shown up to many lessons, and then actually, and I remember a few months ago, all of a sudden I didn't see you, and then all of a sudden you started posting all the things you were working on because you were busy. So it's been fun to
Yes.
watch you. So I want to be respectful of all of your time. So I want to wrap it up with you guys, and then we're going to get to Q&A, and Steve's going to talk more about kind of the gray wave and inside. I know there's some questions about courses. If you were to refer a friend or tell our audience why they should join the gray wave, can you kind of shout out why they should join today? So let's start with you, Scott.
I think it's because you can basically ask Steve and April just about anything, and they'll tell you what's going on. In the background, yes, Steve, how much is this bringing in for you as success? And he'll tell you what's going on. He doesn't hold back because he takes an attitude of we're all in this together.
Mhm.
Awesome. How about you, Liz?
I think for me, the having all the different levels of people that we're meeting in the gray wave, it takes away the fear of asking a question, because there's going to be somebody who has more information than you, probably be somebody who has less information than you. And this is where I feel really safe and confident that I'm going to get a successful, useful answer of somebody understanding what I want to do and being my cheerleader. I love having cheerleaders. It's one of those things that if we didn't have that, it would be a really lonely world online. And this makes me feel like I'm not just alone working in my home by myself, which I am actually, but I have my online virtual team within the Gray Wave, which I absolutely love.
Awesome. How about you, Artis? What would you tell people why they should join the gray wave?
I think from my experience with a number of different programs, offerings, courses, gurus, whatever, the word that comes to my mind about the gray wave is common. I'm working with common people. Steve and April, you're every day.
Yeah.
You're not a deep pocket, high profile, six-figure millionaire trying to make everybody else a millionaire. You're common. I can relate to you. I can hear you. There are some people who they're fine people, but they live in a different world than I live in.
Mhm.
April, I see you, in different. I don't know if you're in a different place, a cabin.
I'm somewhere. I'm always somewhere.
You're always somewhere, and Steve, you usually have your dog there, and your life and your family have become part of the Gray Wave. That's what I mean by common. I can relate, and therefore I can hear what you have to say, because I have respect for what you do as a business person, but there is also that need in me to be able to communicate at the level that I'm at, and I consider myself a common person. So,
Awesome. Awesome. Perfect. How about you,
Yeah.
Chris? What would you tell people?
For me, there is a special thing that I want to mention, and that is the honesty that we have here.
Mhm.
Steve, he says honest and he is transparent with the numbers, with everything. So we have honest information, and in most courses, I think we don't have that. They want to sell and want to do an upsell, and you see that there are things that are not okay. And here I didn't have that. We have honest information and we can go with it. It's safe. Then the community is very special to me. Even if I cannot speak good English, I grow here and I am safe. I can do everything. So it's marvelous to me. I have made my homework for this. The online applications that we learn make us also more flexible in the things that we are making so that we can fast make another approach when it's needed. I had to do that, and that went fantastic. You can climb the value ladder. You learn from scratch. I didn't know nothing about entrepreneurship, but I followed all the courses, and now I know something. I can further, and then you have also excellent coaches. Like my YouTube coach, Gord IJsman, who can also help you with the implementation of that all. Dus also there, you are not alone for it. You can go further and you have results. It's not, okay, bye-bye, the course is done and whoops, see that you make it yourself. No, you have here really good support and also from the people from the community. And then there is Gilly. Gilly is the dog of Steve. And every Wednesday or Friday, then we see it, and that's always joy. So that's a very good thing. The mascot of the firm, yeah.
All righty. Well, sorry, I have a barker. He was jealous that you didn't call Maximus. What's up?
Yeah.
All right, my friends, thank you so much for your time, Gray Waivers. I really appreciate it. And thanks for sharing. I want to be respectful of your time because I said a half an hour, so we are at that mark. But if there's something you want to add in closing, yes, great. If not, no worries. And then Steve and I will kind of show them open the door and show them inside the Gray Wave of our material.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you both.
Yeah.
And thank you to the community for each of you and for everybody listening.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. You guys are rock stars. Thanks so much for coming on today. It was great to see your faces too.
I love Scott's cat going back and forth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it so much. My head's feeling kind of big right now. I sound awesome. You sound pretty good too.
Your head is always big. It can't get much bigger. I might have to get out the needle and pop it.
Yeah, for sure. You know what was awesome for me. I'm just going to say right now to hear so much of the tenets that we put forward being spoken back in other people's words. You know, the things Liz was saying about how she can't talk to her family about the same things, you know, because they don't live in this world, and how there are the people inside of the Gray Wave that can become your peer group and can become your advisors and can become your trusted advisors. Those things are huge to me. So it was great to hear all the things coming back that we've believed are the values that we put forward from the community. So thank you all for that right now. So we're going to take a few minutes right now, and I'm just going to take you folks into the Gray Wave itself into the student dashboard and show you some of the resources that we have, because they were mentioning. I think there was three main value propositions that were mentioned that we put forward. One is community, which I think we've given you a really good example, a really good showcase of how valuable the community is to us and to each other. The second thing is the live sessions that we do, the live tutorials that we do, similar to what we're doing right now, but the live sessions. And anybody who's been going through the Building Your Online Business Bootcamp has a really good taste for the live trainings and tutorials we do. And we do an exceptional number of live events. I'm in several different membership groups, and I have a lot of friends who run membership groups. And if you sign up for this sort of the scale of membership community that we have, which is in the $100 range, typically speaking, you'll get 1 to 2, maybe 2 to 3 live sessions per month. Some of the really aggressive ones do 4. We do 4 a week. We do have 4 live trainings and live events per week. We have our accountability group. We have our AI Academy, which is Wednesday mornings. We just did it a few hours ago. We do our featured tutorial, which is on Thursdays, which is whatever our hero product is that we're happen to be going through. And then we also do our Foundational Fridays, which is a really great library of basic foundational principles of online and content marketing. And so that combination of those, that amount, that dedication to live is, I think, one thing that sets us apart. But we know that our community, I don't know whether it's just this age demographic, but we know our community values those live sessions. And we amplify the value of those live sessions because of what happens in chat. People going through and sharing their experiences and providing context and providing color and providing alternates to the content that we're presenting. So the second thing was the live, and then the third thing is the library of content, the library of resources that we have. So let me take you in right now and show you that. This is what you see here is what's called our student dashboard. So when you sign up for the Gray Wave, you will be given an account into Thinkific. Those of you who are in the bootcamp, you already have an account in Thinkific, but your dashboard will look a little bit different than this one. This is for our Gray Wave members. And the first thing we see is our Gray Wave community calendar right here, which is all of our different live events and all of the information you need in order to access those live events and the ability to be able to save those events to your calendar. So you can see this week here, right here, we have coming up tomorrow is, what have you got? Choosing the right. You've got April. You've got a tutorial on choosing the right business. This is kind of our featured content that we're delivering on Friday. Usually, this will be our sorry,
tomorrow we're finishing up a CRM series. Tomorrow's the last of our CRM series, and we're doing new orientation. Yeah.
And this is our foundation. This is normally the slot where Foundational Friday would be, but you can see that you've got the links that you need and the information you need in order to attend these sessions. And there's the ones for April. So there's the link so that you can attend. She's doing it in Zoom, as well as the description of exactly what's happening. So you get this resource so you can plan your upcoming schedule. Usually we're pretty good about a month in advance with the content. Sometimes it changes a little bit, but you can kind of identify your priorities coming up. Then we have a little FAQ section as far as your account information, etc., if you're having issues logging in or something like that. But then we get into the meat of the resources that we have available to us inside of the Gray Wave, and these are all of the different courses and modules that we've delivered. And we've got a little kind of all of them broken into categories here. But scrolling through, you can see that we've got just a bewildering array of different courses that teach you the fundamental principles and the skills you need to build your online business. And there's over, as we scroll through, this is a course that I just delivered on podcasting. It's a 4-part series on building a podcast in this day and age. This is the Building Your Online Business Bootcamp, which many of you are members of already. And if you just click on it, you go into it, and it brings you into the kind of the standard interface for all of the courses that we have here inside of Thinkific, each module listed out. And what we tend to do with all of our different modules, all of our different lessons that we deliver, is we've got there's a video. Usually there's obviously a video, and then if there'll be some supporting
Module
content.
6.
Just pause that for a sec, and there'll be all the supporting content, the supporting resources that are attached to each and every asset that we have inside of the Gray Wave. So my system's running a little bit slow. Let's wait till I go back here. There we go. Come on. There we go. And so as I scroll down, you'll see you'll get an idea for the number of different courses and the amount of resources that we have. And some of these we refresh. Some of them will be left as archived elements. We've got the last time we delivered the Building Your Online Business Bootcamp. We've got that. Here we have the AI Academy, which is now we've done 20 sessions for. This is where we're learning all of the different ways that we can use AI in our business, because AI is just changing every aspect, every bit of content creation. So the AI Academy actually is a standalone product as well. We sell it to individuals outside of the Gray Wave, so people can purchase it for $59 a month. And we have lots and lots of people who just sign up for and pay for the AI Academy to the tune of basically $60 a month. There's that much valuable content inside of it. But we believe that for our members in the Gray Wave, that it's essential that they understand where AI is going to fit and how it's going to impact their business. So they also get membership into the AI Academy. The Foundational Friday replays is just a treasure trove of valuable content. These are Foundational Fridays are the tutorials we do each and every Friday, which they're 1 hour each, and they just each take on one basic principle of content and online marketing. This one here is the power of the pixel. What is the Facebook pixel and how do we use it? It's a marketing tool. One on payment systems, why webinars are still important, truth about list building, mastering texting, SMS marketing or text marketing for your business, podcasting specifically on YouTube, building your brand kits, engaging in engagement to the end, mastering content retention. So these are all little lessons that are ever so valuable. Each one is about a 20-minute tutorial with all of the supporting content. You get the replay of the live session, as well as you get the full chat transcript, which I think Liz mentioned how valuable the conversations are, the sidebar conversations that are happening during our tutorials. You have those so that you can search through them. If we go into the AI tsunami here, let's I hope that I hope all the resources are properly loaded in.
And evaluating.
So there we have all of the information on it. And if we go down, there's all of the resources. And if we go to, where is the live one? I don't see it here. Okay, I picked the wrong one. At any rate, there's usually is the complete. Oh, complete. Is that it there? Yes. Oh,
Welcome,
there's the
and thank you
handouts.
for joining us today.
Sorry, let me just. Sources, there they are, and
Hey, friends, April here,
there's April doing it
and
as well.
welcome to Foundation.
Sorry, let me get back to so I get lost inside. But all of those resources available in each one of the sessions that we deliver. So if you want a listing of all of the resources that we have, of all of the different courses that we have, and in the modules, the landing page that we've put together has a rundown of all of the different courses on all of the different Foundational Fridays. So you can see it all there. Now, coming up, or in the new year, coming up, or in this session coming up right now, we have a new video tutorial. Gord did Camtasia for Business for us last year. That was mentioned previously, that we're talking about how valuable the Camtasia course was. So Gord Eisman did the tutorial for us on using Camtasia, which walked people through using the editing tool and the screencasting tool Camtasia, which is what I use for my videos as well. Gord is doing a YouTube channel, Foundational Principles, which is an 8-part series that's going to walk you through planning, building, growing your YouTube channel, which I think is going to be incredibly valuable. That, again, is also starting in a couple of weeks. So if you join the Gray Wave, you'll get access to that right away as well. And that's another course that we'll be selling on the outside. It actually has a $500 value, and people will be purchasing it for $500, but it's included in the Gray Wave as another bonus for our Gray Wave members. So that gives you, I think, a pretty good overview of all of the different resources that we have inside of the Gray Wave. Yeah. So April, questions? Did I probably missed something, didn't I?
You did fine. You did fine.
Just fine.
For those putting up courses online, what's the difference for clients' reach and for content with the create your app trend versus webinars and courses series?
I don't know a lot about the create your app trend, which is really, correct me if I'm wrong, but is that designed kind of for mobility, where you've got it becomes a like an app that runs on people's iPhone or on their Android phone that walking through the content?
Marie Forleo is just launching a new course, and part of her course, it comes with an app, so you can access other things in the app, like your community or it's kind of you don't have to custom build them anymore, right? You can there's services where you can create an app, so it goes along with the course.
I think that those are great. As long as you recognize, as long as you can find a reason for people to go into the app. The issue is, for all of these community type things, is if you're going to be putting your community inside of an app, then in order for community members to access each other, they have to be in the app. which is one of the reasons that we host our community on Facebook, because people typically have Facebook open on their computer, whether or not they're, all the time, so that it makes it easy for them to access that. With webinars and regular courses, they are destinations. So people come to the webinar to watch the webinar. And while you can do that inside of the app, the extra overhead of creating that, the value has to be there, because people will return to it, and you can create all of the extra conversations and connections in it. And I think the jury is out whether or not the value is there. There's also going to be a critical mass question to it. If you have, like Marie Forleo's courses, she'll have 3, 4, 5,000 students sign up for each of the instances of her courses. That creates critical mass. If you have 300 or 400 people, you might not have the critical mass that you're looking for if you're creating an app.
I think it adds value, though, because it's another way for, especially it depends also on your target audience, right? So I think that's also where so many people spend so much time on their smartphones. I think it could be added value using both. She uses both, and I've seen a lot of content creators use both. They use their online course management system and the app. And the app, typically what I've seen, flows into whatever, it's probably just a direct link to the mobile-friendly version of whatever platform they're using.
It will often come from your LMS, from your learning management system. And one thing that's going to make a big difference in this in the not too distant future is the inclusion of AI. As we start to fold AI into it, with the tools like Google's Notebook LM, which we were talking about ironically this morning, which is source verified AI, which means we upload the content and then the AI engine distributes that content. That has a profound impact on that sort of an app delivery of courses, because you've got an artificial entity that can browse through all of your content and bring back the answers from your course itself. So I think it's a growth market for sure.
Shane, a new member currently in Nice, welcome, asks, are the group now being followed by others? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. He's probably referring to the guests that we had on, if they're seeing people signing up like crazy to follow them on Instagram or something.
Is there a listing of courses and sessions? One gets access to the monthly membership. Sorry,
yes, there is.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Yes, there is. If you take a look on the landing page for the Grey Wave, Bob will drop the link for you right there. There's a full listing of all of the different modules and courses that we have.
All right. Do you need to have a specific business idea in mind to benefit from the Grey Wave, or would it be useful for someone who has interest in looking into online business, but no definitive idea of what business would be at this time?
I believe that there's value for both. I believe that most of our people do have a firm idea as they move in, but we spend, I don't know if you've taken, Virginia, if you've taken the Building Your Online Business Bootcamp. If you haven't signed up for it, sign up for it now, because the first couple of lessons we talk about finding the right business, which is helping people define, look at their experience, look at their passions, look at the opportunities that are online, and find where they come together in a Venn diagram type thing. So yes, if you don't have an idea of what you want to do, I believe the Grey Wave is a valuable, will be a valuable resource, because you get to bounce ideas off of others, and you get to see what others are doing, which often inspires you, and that's the seed that's kind of the creative spark that gets you going in the right direction. Well, but I would recommend you sign up monthly rather than annually, because if you're in for a couple of months and you're not getting inspired, well, then you probably don't want to be committed to us for a full year.
Will Gord's YouTube channel series be available in full, all 8 episodes in 2 weeks, or will each episode be released on a schedule?
On a schedule. It'll be started. We'll be starting it in a couple of weeks. Well, in a month, and it'll be running through June and July, I believe, is the actual months that'll be running. So not till next month. But it's not dropped as you can't binge it like a Netflix series. No, you gotta go week by week.
Still working full-time and not being available during the day. Will this undermine my ability to get the most out of the Grey Wave live chats and courses?
Yeah, if you can't attend live, I think that you lose some of the energy. But we have lots of members who are in other countries or are not available during the live streams, and they are all recorded, and so you can play them back. But there is a certain extra energy. So if you can find time during the day to join us in some of those, it's great. But if not, the replays are still there for you.
And one of the things too is that with new member orientation, especially like onboarding, I try to do them at like early or late in the day, like evening, to accommodate, so you at least learn how to navigate the membership and be part of the community. So it's not something where you're kind of thrown in sink or swim. There's orientation to kind of lead you through how you could participate. For those that may not be able to join today or before the deadline, will there be another opportunity this year?
No guarantees. Historically, we have had a launch in the spring and a launch in the fall, November, October, or an open cart. And I imagine we will again this year, but I'm not looking beyond the end of this open cart to make that determination.
I already pay for AI Academy. How do I upgrade the Gray Wave and not duplicate my $59 a month?
We'll get you to unregister for the Gray Wave for the AI Academy, but if you just connect with us, we'll walk you through that. But that's perfect. That's what I'm hoping people do.
I'm 67 and intend to retire this year. I have an engineering background, tending to be somewhat of a Larry. I guess I'm easily distracted by shiny new objects, which many people are, Len. What I need is a sequential roadmap. Do step 1, then step 2, then step 3, and do not jump to step 5 without completing step 4. Will the Gray Wave provide me with both a sequence and some level of accountability that I can use to keep me on track?
Yes to the accountability, no to the sequence. We don't have a paint by numbers system.
Well, that's what we're doing. We're starting out doing building the business plan that has some of that accountability.
You've got, so April is planning on, April is releasing a course it's in May, right? It starts in May?
It starts the beginning of June. Yeah.
Beginning of June, which is a 8-week program for doing an online business plan. That might dovetail with with the kind of structure that you're looking for, but you're still gonna have to improvise a little bit going through it. With all of our courses, we teach you the basic principles and all of everything that we can around it. And then things like the accountability group are a great way for you to say, I need to get this done and put it forward. So I think we will do it. It's not our normal way, but the opportunity of the fact that April is doing this business planning course at the same time, that might give you what you're looking for.
Plus, you have access to the Facebook group, and there's always questions. And one of my favorite things, about the community is that if you ask a question and you're not sure, we have many members that'll jump on a quick Zoom call, or they'll kind of brainstorm with you about where you are. So that's one of the biggest values. Not only the learning content, but that community where everybody's willing to help one another, to lift everybody up and support you to where you need to go. Where can I log in to see the pages you showed with the resource information?
You have to be a member in order to get in, but we do have a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you think it's what you want, I would say sign up, and then if you don't like it, then let us know and we'll refund you.
Is my impression correct that you have a lot of material on copywriting and content writing as a business?
I would say yes. There's a fair bit. That market is changing, of course, really rapidly right now with the inclusion of AI. But there's April. We've got a lot of resources in there, and both those aspects.
We do. Yep. We have blogging. We have writing content for your website. We have copy. We have a whole module on copywriting in general. We have writing copy with SEO. We have keyword research. We have, there's a ton of information about copywriting. I'm just going to take this question down. I'm going to drop it in
so
here.
Buddy's asking how to connect. Buddy, send me an email directly. I'm going to put my email address in here for you. Send me an email address. Send me it directly, because I do want to shepherd you through it. We just had a little hiccup with one of the with a AI Academy upgrade, so I want to make sure that our systems are working perfectly. So let me walk you through it.
info@dototech.com.
Yeah, just send it to info@dototech.com, and I will shepherd you through that.
I think that's it for questions. We got them all. Yep. I actually already answered that in chat. Yep. It's starting in June. Alrighty, I think that is the wrap.
Oh, good, because we're almost up to the hour.
Yep.
We do like to keep it under an hour, do we not? Well, I'm going to go just like pat myself on the back after everything everybody said to me, because we're just so amazing.
Yep. I want to give another shout out to our Gray Wave members for taking the time out of their busy schedules to share their information with you, because that was
Indeed.
awesome.
And you're gonna share their socials with people in the excellent. This was great. I'm gonna go through this, and we're gonna pull a bunch of quotes from this. This was perfect. Thank you so much to one and all. April, that's it. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
We shared all of the links. Those of you who are who want to join, welcome aboard. We are looking forward to seeing you in the Gray Wave. When's your next orientation, April?
Tomorrow.
Oh, so sign up today, and then you'll get an orientation right away from April tomorrow. One of the reasons we do open cart, closed cart, which is where we shut off access after a certain point, which is the 22nd, is so that we can train everybody on and making sure they know what resources are there, and they can kind of understand all of the different benefits and take maximum advantage of what we have to offer. So with that, April, thank you to each one of our guests, our Gray Wavers. Thank you so very much, and Bob, who's been doing yeoman service in the green room. I thank you as well. Till next week, have fun storming a castle.